Today, I'll be telling you all about the Coney Island Amusement Park wars and how the three parks were neck and neck trying to outdo each other for years, for about a 7 to 10 year period. They would steal patrons, rides, and ideas, and push their patrons into crazier and crazier situations.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Welcome back to the show.
Hannah, how you doing?
You know, I'm definitely alive. That's about it.
Unfortunately for our audience, yes, you
I
continue
know.
to
Sorry,
live.
everybody. You guys can all, whoever was betting on me not being alive, you better go give your money up.
Kalshi, should I do some insider trading? I was just reading about like the teleprompter guy, like making bets on Trump's speeches, and then he made like 6 figures on it or something.
What?
Listen, we've been going in the toilet for a long time, but now even the teleprompter guy is making 6 figures off of Trump's speeches. What are we doing, guys?
Literally
what
everything is being bet on right now. Everything.
What should the audience bet on in terms of like, will you scream in this episode? Will you be like, I'm losing it. Hold on. I need to calm down. I'm yelling.
Oh, I never do that. Not once.
Never.
I think you're going to bring up fupas.
You think so?
Yeah,
I feel like last episode was the first time I brought up a fupa.
I think this is going to be a continuing fupa episode.
Oh, just because of what I see, you have information that I don't. I understand. Yes. I thought you meant unprompted. I'm going to bring up fupas.
Oh, no. I mean, that's a pretty good bet. But like, you guys drink on this. Have a drinking game. Every time I say, I lost my spot, drink. And every time Kaveh says, stop scrolling.
Yes.
Drink.
That's not just a message for you, by the way. It's also to the listener. Stop scrolling. Focus on this. This is really important.
Nothing matters.
Yeah, we got to learn about Coney Island fupas. The Coney Island fupa takeover of 500 Open Tabs continues this summer with another installment of Hannah Hillam's fantastic tabs. I don't really have much to report, so should we just get into it?
Yeah, this is the 500th episode about Coney Island, at least that's how it feels. But it actually is the third one, and this is my summer series. It's the final installment because if I keep going, I'll never stop. So this is the only
fine.
way.
I don't have to prep any tabs. I love it. Just keep going. I'm here to just
Coney
hang out.
Island podcast.
So Coney Island cucks, as I was texting you about earlier. Yeah. You were like, if I keep doing them, we're going to be, and I'm like, we're just a couple of Coney Island cucks. Let us know in the comments if you would like us to change the podcast to Coney Island cucks, and all we talk about is Coney Island stuff.
Yeah. And because I'm still kind of focusing on just this kind of 2-block area. And I thought that I could like branch out. But no, this is like where the 2 to 3 blocks where everything insane ever happened. And no, never at the same time. So I want to start with a quote, okay? It's Coney Island. This is by art historian Robin Frank, who authored the book Coney Island, Visions of an American Dreamland. And they say, Coney Island was a laboratory for the invention and testing of social, commercial, and technological ideas. Coney Island revolutionized the way people played. And it's true. It was kind of America's fun land or whatever. And as I mentioned last week, despite all the times it burned down, it did just keep coming back bigger and better.
Like an STD.
Like an STD, just flare up after flare up, literally.
Like herpes.
And herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis. It was untreated. His nose fell off. So personally, I think the speed and the closeness with which everything was built kind of contributed to the fire. Also, that there was no fire department until at least like 3 fires deep.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But most things I read about ended in fire, and I truly lost count. But every time something burned, something bigger would replace it. And this was because there was no time to lose, since there was an intense backstabbing competition happening between the 3 existing amusement parks in the beginning of the 1900s. So today, I'll be telling you all about the Coney Island Amusement Park wars and how the 3 parks were neck and neck trying to outdo each other for years, for about a 7 to 10 year period. They would steal patrons, rides, and ideas, and push their patrons into crazier and crazier situations.
Sounds like a monopoly of sorts.
It does, doesn't it? And this was like peak monopoly time. And my primary source for this was an Atlas Obscura article called Coney Island Was Once Full of Dueling, Backstabbing Theme Parks by Joshua Kaveh. And this is all, we're going to get started with like the very first one that I mentioned last week. And if you remember, we talked a little bit about that guy who opened the Seal, what's it called? The Seal Park? Sea Lion Park.
Oh, Sea Lion Park. Yes,
Sea Lion Park was like
Loose
considered
seal.
the Loose Seal Lion Park was considered the very first amusement park in the technical term, like where it's an enclosed space and they're charged one fee to get in and they don't have to pay for all the rides. And when I first went to Coney Island, I thought that it was just one big amusement park and always had been. But it's never been that. It's always been a bunch of independent amusements and later turning into these amusement parks. So around the time Captain Paul
independent
Boynton,
amusements, meaning like there's no one. It's like they're not affiliated with each other.
They're all owned by different people. There's some people that own several of them, and so it was kind of this like smattering of like carnival stuff. And
it's sort of like a convention or something where it's like everyone's got their own little booth. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to pay for each one. And that was like the Elephant Hotel was one of them. And
I see.
Like,
I didn't realize that. Yeah. I thought one person was just like, I own the block or I own the whole.
Not
boardwalk.
Yet.
I see. The monopoly part hadn't come in yet.
Yeah. It hadn't come yet. So like in 1895, Captain Paul Boynton had his park open and he had like a roller coaster and he had the shoot the chute ride. And he had like a huge menagerie of animals that everyone loved. And another guy saw this, and he was another guy who had actually owned a couple of the rides nearby independently, and his name was George Tillieu. And
what did I tell you about George?
Exactly. What till you hear about what George did? He was a local entrepreneur and showman who had noticed the success of Boynton's Park and decided to make his own. Couldn't be that hard, right?
Trust a guy who's like a local entrepreneur and showman. That sounds like a scam artist.
Yeah.
I can see his LinkedIn page. Local entrepreneur and showman. God, can you imagine the most insufferable posts that guy puts up? Ugh. I kind of wish. Yeah, I just wish LinkedIn was around in the late 1800s. I think it would have been really funny. I think we would have had some fantastic posts.
Be like, local entrepreneur. I love the everyman. Come to my park. Yeah. I work so hard. Storyteller, fun haver. We bring families together.
Rock
that's
star.
That's what I do this for.
Yeah, rock star entrepreneur.
Theme park guru.
Okay.
I know, it's awful.
LinkedIn's a
the word
psyop.
Guru. It really is.
Disgusting.
It feels like the Truman Show there. I feel like I'm in like a manicured like neighborhood and that I'm going to get murdered. I don't know.
Yeah. So no, even if you get murdered, you're like, I got murdered, but instead of crying about it, I turned this into an opportunity. I turned it around. Yeah.
So George Tillieu said, instead of crying about it, I built an amusement park better than Paul Boynton's. So this guy he had experience. His parents had actually owned some of these attractions at some point. Oh. And
Nepo entrepreneur.
He had money. That's the thing. He had his daddy's money. They always do, dude. And so he even made some of his own money, like opening up his own sand stand on the beach, which means
that sounds racist.
It's not. Well, he would just bottle sand and seawater and sell it to Midwestern tourists.
Well, they don't. Do they have sand in the Midwest? Like
not beach sand.
Oh yeah, there's no beach sand. You're landlocked.
Yeah. And at that point,
is lake sand different from ocean sand? I've never even thought about this.
Anyway, so George Tillieu, he's like, dude, I sold sand on the beach. I can probably have an amusement park. And he sees this guy enclosing all of his stuff, and he's like, that's genius. And
enclosing all of his stuff?
Enclosing all of his rides. Like Paul Boynton was like, here's a theme park, first one. And George Tillieu was like, that's genius.
Oh, enclosing it meaning like creating it as like one
a fence,
dedicated area. Okay,
yeah.
I thought you meant closing it off like it's gone and it gets shut down.
Oh no, there's no fire, so of course it's not gone. The only way anything dies is by fire.
Fire, yeah. Even then, people are like, "Come ride on the fire roller coaster for $13 extra."
Genuinely, we're gonna get.
I would do that
because there is a fire roller coaster.
100%, I would ride the fire roller coaster. That sounds fun as hell.
There was fire attractions, which is just like, guys, come on. Have you learned nothing?
At that point, no, right?
No. Anyway, so Tillieu was like, I have a bunch of these attractions already. I've got a few like coasters and a couple of like, he has this thing called the steeplechase ride.
Coasters, couple of koozies, whatever you need.
Couple of koozies, couple of like drink holders that you can attach to like a floaty in the pool. Yeah, he has one of those too.
Sarah loves that kind of crap.
Why? They always don't I can't. If I move, they fall over. Does Sarah just not move?
Filled with, you know this. Our house is just filled with crap. And there's always some like,
Sarah
check out this floaty that I got. Yeah, she does love novelty stuff.
I appreciate.
I have more koozies. I have more like half my apartment is koozies. Like, it's just like a koozie room. We have a whole extra bedroom that's just filled with koozies.
I don't think I've ever once needed one. You know what I mean?
No, you don't need a koozie. Just don't be a coward. Just drink it fast. If it's cold, finish it.
Or drink it lukewarm.
Yeah.
Also, like, who cares? Sorry. Okay.
I just drink fast as well, no matter what it is, which is why I'm like, what do I need a koozie for?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to sip on this over the next hour? No. I'm downing it. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm getting upset about koozies. My rage at the world and my situation is being funneled straight into my anger at koozies existing. I have to go on. I have to keep talking about something that's not this. All right. I have not made it past his. Anyway, so he had this ride called the steeplechase ride. And it was like mechanical horses that you could sit on. And it was kind of to mimic the race course nearby, because that was like what that place was known for. So you could hop on these mechanical horses and it would just like zip you down this metal track, and people would just love it. They laughed, fell off. It was super dangerous because
cracked their skull open,
held on in any sort of way. You just had to hold on to the slippery metal horse. And it was really popular. So he's like, I'm going to make that my main attraction, and I'm calling this Steeplechase Park. So in 1897, he opened Steeplechase Park, and his ideology was to put laughter first. So, like, everything he did was to make people laugh. Like, if they came, there would be no fighting because they'd all be laughing, and no stealing because they'd all be laughing. So he said laughter is one of the most important factors in life, and laughs have been the best thing I ever offered to the public. It's like, okay, George. So he built his rides with that in mind. So things that kind of put people in a situation that's kind of like silly and like, whoa, how did I get here? Like something called Human Niagara Falls. Don't know what that was. Couldn't find anything about it. The Earthquake Staircase, which I think is exactly what it sounds like. And something called the Soup Bowl. Again, could find no documentation on what the Soup Bowl was, but people loved it.
I hate most soups. Most soup is just like, why? What am I doing here? I don't like soup.
What?
There's like a couple of soups that I like, but otherwise, generally speaking, I'm like,
wow.
Yeah.
I love soup.
I know you would.
I love it.
What do you love about soup?
It's delicious.
Love soup. What soup do you love?
I love a lot of soup.
Oh, you can't name a single one.
I don't want to because you're going to make fun of me.
You don't have a single soup that you can say?
I like potato leek. I love potato leek soup.
Yeah. Oh, I love potato leek soup. How predictable.
That's what I mean. Everything I say is just going to be like, oh, Hannah, you're boring. Okay.
I'm just trying to goad you now. That's it.
Oh, I know. I fell into it knowingly because people like it, and I have to eat shit sometimes.
I like osh. That's the only soup I really like.
What's that?
Osh is like the noodle soup, the Persian noodle soup. But it's like, it's heartier. I don't like liquidy. I don't like soup that's like not hearty. A lot of soups. Oh,
so you like stew?
Yeah, stew. More of a stew. I get a stew going.
Get a stew going. So he built all these rides. I feel like I
should be drinking out of a cup, which I know some people do that for soups, but then I'm like, what am I doing?
What?
I don't like it.
All right.
You've never seen people drink soup out of a cup?
No, that's insane. You get a big bowl. What the heck? What? A cup? What do you mean?
Like a mug. Soup in a mug.
Oh, God. I was picturing like a clear
paper
glass cup. I'm like, what are you doing?
Double wall.
What is this? We can't stay on topic. So, he also adopted a mascot in the form of the funny face man. Have you ever seen that like big grinning toothy freak that is associated with Coney Island?
No. Are you able to send me the picture though?
Yes, I am. So this is the steeplechase.
Oh God, no! I've never seen this before.
So he's still the symbol of Coney Island. There's a huge one of those at the entrance.
He's got like horse teeth in his mouth.
He has like a dozen perfectly like evenly spaced teeth. Like it's a really scary. He's really scary.
You know what it is? It's like when you go into photo booth on the computer, and then it gives you the option to like mirror the left and right, and then you can be like this. That's what it looks like.
He's totally,
symmetrical,
exactly.
Like weird stretched head.
And he also wanted nothing to do with having his own police force like the corrupt Coney Island boss, John McCain, had done. Which I got John McCain mixed up, by the way. Last week I said he wanted to clean up the boardwalk, but he was actually the one that was like, let's just look past everything. It was someone else who wanted to clean it up.
Wow. Anyway. Out here spreading misinformation posthumously about
John McCain,
our once great senator.
Look.
That you loved.
He was never a prisoner of war. Prisoner of war more like Coney Island boss. Okay, at the height of the summer, it would have 90,000 visitors a day at Steeplechase.
Whoa.
And this was like 1900. And here's the thing about him is that everyone saw him as this kind of like humble, like, oh, just wanted everyone to have fun. But he was cutthroat. He was like always embroiled in no. He was embroiled in lawsuits. He'd steal ideas. He would like get sued by his tenants and partners but he still was able to like survive that reputation somehow. And he wanted to have this down-to-earth, everyman persona reflected at Steeplechase. You could bring your family and have fun and fall off a metal horse, Perfect.
Yeah.
And wanting to totally outdo Boyton, his park was absolutely on its way out because Steeplechase took all the customers.
Also, it's called Boyton.
Boyton. It was called Sea Lion Park, but Boyton ran it. So this guy, Boyton. The boys are back in town.
The Boyton is back in town.
Tilyu was like, I gotta outdo him. So he would travel to different carnivals and exhibitions in the US and Europe and, borrow ideas to make his own versions of these things. And in 1901, he went to the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo and was discovered a new ride called A Trip to the Moon. And it was based on Jules Verne's novels. And it was designed by Frederick Thompson and Skip Dundee, former rivals who had been stealing each other's stuff until they finally combined.
Skip Dundee? That's a real name?
Nope. That's his nickname. I don't remember his real name. So Thompson and Dundee, I'm going to call them. They're the duo. They united. They hated each other. It was like a love-hate. They united and built this ride called A Trip to the Moon, which even now, if this existed today, I think I would be blown away by this. This is truly one of the first of its kind, a pioneering dark ride illusion cyclorama that took people on a multi-stage adventure through space and to the moon.
Yeah.
I can see it.
They're just
painted
we're
backdrops.
Sailors on the moon. We carry a harpoon, but there ain't no wheel, so we tell tall tales. We're sailors on the moon.
It's exactly what that was. It's amazing. Is that Simpsons?
It's Futurama. It's like it's like this. I think it's like the second episode where Fry's like, "I want to go to the moon," and then he's like, "There's a ride."
Interesting.
Sailors on the moon.
Yeah, this was the trip to the moon, and here's how it worked. About 30 people would board an airship ornithopter called Luna, and it would take off into the sky. It would be achieved by beautiful painted backdrops that would slowly drop. That gave the illusion.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. And it was dark, and there was fans blowing wind, and there was the illusion that it was raining on the top of the spaceship.
Cool.
And it had these flying wings that kind of looked like bat wings that
nice.
Went up and down. And
so you're gonna go see the bat people on the moon. Yeah.
I was gonna say, and this is before we even had an idea of what was on the moon. And so it would shake and rumble.
We knew that bats lived there. This is what, 1900 or something, or 1890?
1902.
1902, yeah. The bat moon stuff was 1832, I want to say.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's crazy. I thought it was later.
They had proven that there were bat moon people having sex with each other on the moon. Go back to episode, I don't know, 28, 29,
20
somewhere around
something,
there.
yeah.
I did a two-parter on the bat moon people.
Those were some of my favorites.
That was a really fun one to do.
With my 2 tabs on each of them, all 4 tabs were really strong, really fun.
Good time, yeah.
That was the 1904 Olympic Marathon, I think.
Yeah, that was a good one. Go back and listen to those. Comment. Let us know in the comments if you found bat people on the moon.
I think we can actually link a little link that pops up and takes you to the video. So we'll try to do that if we remember. So you would take off into the sky and it would rumble and blow and you would really feel like you were doing it. And you'd see the American continent and blinking lights and storm clouds slowly disappear as you go into space and finally see Earth from space. And after you fly up, you'd land on the moon in an extinct volcano crater where they would see little people dressed as Selenites, which were moon people.
Selenites?
Selenites, yeah.
Selenite, like people who are huge fans of Selena, who were younger?
You'd think. But Selena
little kids
means
that
moon.
love Selena. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're singing
and
Bitty
they were
Bitty Boom Boom.
Bitty Bitty Bum Bum, yeah, dude.
Bum Bum. Well, I was singing Boom Boom because it sounds like Moon Moon.
Oh, Bitty 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 Moon
Moon.
Moon.
It's not very good.
Bitty Bitty Moon Moon. Own it. Lean in. That's what comedians do. They just say things and they're like, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Bitty Bitty Moon
This is a comedy
Moon
podcast now. I'm going to keep making terrible jokes. Hopefully we'll get 50 million subscribers.
Let's just talk about the dumbest things possible, and maybe
if you want to hear us talk about stupid ass things and think that that'll grow our audience gigantically, let us know in the comments. Get in a fight. Get mad about somebody being cast in the Christopher Nolan Odyssey movie that came out. Fight in our comments.
Can you guys fight about that? Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Woke. The Odyssey is woke.
Can't believe they would cast Matt Damon in that. I'm just kidding.
He's not even Greek.
That's all I know about the Odyssey. That everyone's mad about the costume. So these moon people were actually genuinely little people who were hired to, and there's a whole discussion to be had about, actually being able to get jobs versus not being able to get jobs. And a lot of little people at the time were like, this is kind of our only way of making money, but it's also really inhumane. So they hired little people to be the moon people, and they'd sing and dance and escort the people through chasms and caves and bridges to the underground moon city, into the throne room of the man in the moon. And it was this giant statue, man in the moon.
Andy Kaufman was just sitting there waiting for them.
He's like, hey, I'm not dead.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
He's like wrestling a bunch of moon people.
Yeah. And now I will sing Selena for you.
Bitty bitty moon. On stage, nearby was a fountain that shone with colored lights, which blew everyone's mind because they were like, electricity and water, what? And it gave a rainbow spectrum to dance on the walls. And these beautiful moon maidens would dance in the throne room and eat green moon cheese.
Ew, so green cheese is not a good thing to eat.
This is where the ride takes a turn for me.
Spoiled moon cheese.
Yeah, they would feed you pieces of this green dyed moon cheese.
Ew.
Yeah. And then they'd lead you through to the gift shop where you could buy your own own block of green moon cheese to take home.
That's what I want. Merch. And it's all about that merch.
I
went to the moon and all I got was green diarrhea.
Besides a stranger feeding me dyed cheese, I think I really would have loved that ride.
I know. Most of that sounds awesome.
So Tilly saw this and he was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And this has to be at Steeplechase Park. Wildly popular. Lines were really long. Presidents and leaders and senators and their wives all loved it. And Edison loved it. He went through it and he was like, this is awesome.
How do I steal this? Yeah.
Surprising he didn't. George Tilly did.
He's too busy throwing up and having diarrhea everywhere from eating the green cheese.
The moon cheese. Edison diarrhea debacle. Ew. He patented diarrhea. All of us have to pay Edison this summer. Diarrhea Boy Summer. Haven't you seen that? It's Diarrhea Boy Summer.
Yeah.
Okay, George
I saw the one that was like, my parents got to experience the summer of love, and all I got was a summer of diarrhea.
Dude, I'm just waiting. George Tilly saw dollar signs, and despite realizing that Thompson and Dundee were actually really talented showmen and pretty shrewd businessmen, he lured them to Steeplechase to debut their moon ride. And the first year it debuted, everyone freaked out. They loved it. And Tilly was right. He was correct with his suspicions because Thompson and Dundee immediately began planning to ditch him and open their own theme park literally right next door.
Yeah.
They had seen an empty piece of land that had once been the home to the Elephant Hotel, and nothing had been built on there. So they were like, we're going to buy this. And
nice.
Tilly was like, please, no, please don't do that. Please stay with me. And they got in a huge argument, a huge fallout, and they left angry, never to be friends again.
Bummer.
And they built what's called Luna Park. So they named Luna
I know
Park.
Luna Park. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still here. Well, the modern version of it. Luna Park starts being built. They're building it at the old remnants of Sea Lion Park and where the Elephant Hotel, all that. So they keep some of the rides, like the Shoot ride I talked about last week, because people loved it. And Dundee in particular was kind of obsessed with the Elephant Hotel because he found one of its legs, like, that didn't burn. And he was like, this is good luck. This is my special Elephant Hotel leg. And this is the
worst keychain I've ever seen. It's probably gigantic.
Has to drag it around.
He's all his rabbit's foot out. Do kids still do? They don't do that anymore, right?
No, there's no rabbit's foot because like the animal.
Were they real rabbit's feet or were they fake?
Yes, a lot of them were real.
Ew.
In the 90s, they were real. In the 2000s, they were not. I actually looked this up because I was like, was I carrying around a rabbit foot? And I was. We all were.
Strange phenomenon.
Strange, right? Oh,
yeah.
Do a tab on that. So he had a lucky elephant leg, and he ended up being like obsessed with elephants after finding this Elephant Hotel leg. And Dundee was like, this is everything. And so he like had the largest herd of elephants in the world at one point, and he only ever wanted to make elephant rides. And Thompson was like, we have to not just do elephant rides.
Also, there's a patent on animal-shaped buildings and stuff.
You're right. So their goal was to build something so flashy and beautiful that it would dwarf the next door neighbor, Steeplechase, which they considered lowbrow and low tech, and they hated the guy. They wanted fantasy, a place where people could step out of the real world and into something fantastic. Mm-hmm. And what came with Sea Lion Park was this zoo. And at that zoo, there was an elephant named Topsy, who was known as a man killer after accidentally killing some people.
This is the murderer, Topsy,
This is the murderer. So I'm not going to get into it too much, but her handler, Whitey Alt, his name's Whitey, was a drunk.
Whitey? It's like an
bad name.
Alt-right character
Alt-right.
who's white.
Who owns
Whitey Alt. I guarantee you there's somebody in some far right forum whose handle is Whitey Alt.
Definitely. Ew.
Yeah.
And Thompson and Dundee were like, dude, this elephant's awesome. It's like the hotel. But it's a real one. And so they began advertising campaigns.
Let's go eat a meal inside of its stomach.
Let's go hire a prostitute inside of its stomach.
Yeah.
As is my right as an American man. So
Exactly.
they were like, okay, we're building this park. We got to get this elephant involved. So they have this elephant. They have Topsy working. And they have pictures of her
Topsy.
like moving. Moving timbers. She was the one who moved the Luna spaceship over to the new ride. And they had pictures of this in the paper. And they sold it as her doing her penance for her murders. And it got
Deranged.
Everybody.
Even for old timey, that's like insane.
People loved it. People were insane, dude. There was so much lead in the air and coal in the air, and everyone was just like arsenic, snorting arsenic, and not lead, but. And so there's these photos of her, and everyone was like, "Did you see that elephant building the new park? We gotta go!" And one day, her handler, Whitey Alt, was drunk as usual, and he rode Topsy through the town. Rode on her back through the town, and she rampaged the police station, which ACAB, I agree with Topsy.
Honestly, continuing to be a hero. I love her.
She took out the most important people to take out, the cops, and the police officers ended up hiding in the jail cells to get away from her.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Alt was fired, and they were like, yeah, we can't handle her anymore, so we're going to execute her. And so this was always part of the plan, to get people to look at Luna Park. It hadn't even been built yet, and they were like, check out our elephant execution, and it got people hyped for Luna Park. Yeah. They were like, I'm going to that place. Dundee and Thompson killed an elephant. That sounds insane. Posters went up, advertisements, and when it opened on May 16th, 1903, guests were treated to a show of 250,000 electric lights turning on at once.
Whoa.
And it blew everybody's mind because that had never been seen. Thousands of people came the first day, and they were able to go to the baby incubators, of course, the Venetian City, a War of the Worlds experience, which had a Europe attacking America by ship and us fighting back. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea exhibit where they could ride a submarine to the polar regions. Shoot the Chutes, which they had left up and everyone loved, but they'd also send animals down it because that sounds fun, I guess.
How much space are you talking? Like, how much area did they have? That sounds like a lot of stuff.
I think, there it was, but I'm pretty sure, how big was Luna Park? I looked at it earlier. It was 14 acres. So
it's huge.
It's huge. So, and at that time it was even bigger because they hadn't sold parts of it yet. So this place was gigantic. It was like a tiny little city. And remember, George Tilliou is just glaring from literally 20 feet away at the entrance of his park at what these guys are doing. Like, they put this park up right next to him, and it pissed him off. And so he was like, I have to somehow get back at these guys. But all they were doing was just these incredible things with electricity and circuses and a bandstand and indigenous villages where people could see what it was like to live in the Philippines. And
but as people who have tabled at multiple conventions, it is very annoying when someone comes and tables next to you and then sets up like a neon electric sign that's very bright and then it overshadows. And you're like, that's not what the rules are for these places, but I guess I have to compete with this now.
Yep. I guess I have to.
It's annoying because then now you got to do all this stuff. Yeah.
And this... I mean, maybe we should do the George Tilliou approach at cons.
Have you considered electrocuting an elephant at Comic-Con and see how that works?
Come one, come all. I'm going to electrocute. What's a famous elephant now?
I think it was Stampy. I don't know any famous elephants at the moment. I'm sure there are some. I don't know any famous.
I'm gonna electrocute Dumbo at Disneyland. That's going to be my...
That would get people to come.
Maybe.
Sound off in the comments. Which elephant should Hannah electrocute at the next comic convention that she does?
I need to get some more people at my booth, okay? There was camels, and there was a place called the Streets of Delhi, which was like made to look like
racist.
Delhi.
Oh, what? Yeah, Whitey Bulger. What was his name?
Whitey Alt-right. Riding camels down the streets of Delhi.
Alt Whitey is what I'm just going to call him now.
And like, do not mistake my interest in Coney Island for it being perfect and beautiful. This place was nuts.
That's not what you were texting me earlier. Actually.
I know, but don't tell them about that.
Yeah.
But like Coney Island was very much built on exploitation, as you'll soon see, which is unfortunate. And I think that's why it kind of it was kind of an amoral place, because there was this idea of exploiting literally everyone you came across.
It's crazy to think that at this time, like, slavery had been made illegal based on like a gigantic civil war like 20 years before.
Yes. And we have a Filipino village now for people to go Like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like at the time,
people are always like, that was so long, and I'm like, no, it's not.
No. This happened. This
is like your grandparents' grandparents saw this shit. Yeah.
Yes. Or at least heard stories about it. Like, dude, and it was so normalized, but there were people in the papers that were like, this is messed up. So I don't want to say that.
Oh, even then back then. Oh, the woke press wasn't satisfied with being
press
racist.
Was like, why are we pretty much enslaving people in these theme parks?
God, can't even have like enslaved theme parks anymore because of woke.
A token tribe of Filipinos in my theme park anymore. Oh, they're just going to ruin my fun. So you could like
Crypto
go look
will
at
save us all, guys.
You could go look at a bunch of babies, go down a shoot the shoot ride, get soaking wet, and then go like watch some like people in their village, or ride a camel through it.
Racist.
Deeply racist. So
anytime there's a camel, I just have to say racist. That's it. That's like my
otherwise
default.
This wouldn't be racist to you for sure.
Nothing else. Yeah. Everything else is above board.
Everything else you do
the
now.
Racist part. Yeah.
And so people loved these camel rides. They were like, this is just like being in, India.
Arabia is probably what they would have said. Oh, it was in Indian. Yeah. Arabia.
Streets of Delhi. But probably
which to them, the streets of Delhi are in Arabia, I would assume.
Arabia.
Yes.
I'm sure the architecture looked like Aladdin, like just very basic.
I was going to say, it was like the Guy Ritchie version of Aladdin where you're like, I don't know what this is supposed to be exactly.
I don't know where this is from.
Yeah.
But there was Japanese gardens, Irish villages. They also exploited the Irish and made like these like shantytown Irish villages for people to look at. It was like,
I mean, this is like, it's a small world kind of, right? It's like, It's like a prototype for that kind of shit.
Definitely.
I get it.
I think This Is a Small World is kind of what replaced it.
I'll say though, it's interesting to consider it as like the prototype of something, even though it's like horrific. It's both deeply offensive and racist, but also it's interesting to think about it as you've never, like, these people haven't traveled the world. Like, there's no TV, they've never left
like, New York.
Half the people have never even seen like half the stuff in books, right? So it's like people are working in factory, like kids are working in factories. And
Coney Island was like kind of this.
It's not forgivable by modern standards, but I get it. I get why. Right. I get what they probably in their own mind think that they're doing. The
spectacle of it. Of
just like, oh, we're bringing India to you.
Yeah, and it's
the Philippines to you. Yeah.
And it's true. Like it's hard now to even stomach thinking about this because it's like that's really gross. But at the time, no one had been a lot of these people hadn't even been outside of New York. They were working in these factories, like you said, and they had to come to like have a weekend away. And
this is why swindling and being a con man used to be so much easier because people would just be like, you're like from one town over and people have no idea like what anything is. It's just crazy. You don't even have freeways or highways. Really no,
exactly. There's like dirt roads and some train stations. Like if that. Did I ever tell you about the story of my great grandpa who quote unquote drowned in a river and then had a whole new family a town away?
He faked his death? Nice.
He faked his death and started an entire new family.
A town away. I mean,
a town away.
Real.
And his son found out and went nuts. He was like, a town
away. I have to go a town away to get coffee.
And it was like in Missouri, so it was like kind of a walk. But that's how much people didn't leave their area. Like,
it's insane.
And like
this is basically 100 years ago. That's not that long ago. That's really not that long ago.
People were doing this all the time. Just random, like,
wild.
And the story always went, we thought he drowned in a river until recently when DNA proved otherwise.
Unreal.
Like, through ancestry or whatever. Like, wait, there's a whole branch of the family that he started.
Just a reset.
I was like, man, what a wild
Delete
world.
my account. And start a new one.
Seriously, it's like, I'm sick of this. But at the time, you could just kind of do anything. Like, a lot of these shows even would do things like that where it's like, this is the wild tribe of this place, and here's the things they do, and these people don't speak English, and they're like, we're getting, I guess, kind of paid, and then we have a house to live in, but I don't know what they're saying. And it would try to like sell this whole thing as what it wasn't, or like there was one that was like the oldest elephant on earth. He lives here, come see him, 100 years old, like stuff like that. Or the two-headed baby, which was like not stuff like that all over the place.
Of course, yeah, like random freak showy stuff.
You could make up anything. And people would be like, yeah. So they also had a
band Norwood over here in the corner. The first AI actress pretending to be
it's
an
funny you say
person.
Tilly because that big smiling face is called Tilly.
Looks just like Tilly Norwood.
Yeah. Hate her.
I'm sorry I brought her name onto the podcast. Exist. I apologize.
I hate her. Why did you? Ugh. So there was a bunch of cool gardens and stuff, and Tilly was absolutely pissed off because his sales immediately dipped, and he lost a ton of money, and he had to watch all of this from like right next door.
I mean, I get it. I'd get him being pissed. Like, competition comes right next to you.
Fully, especially because he's like, oh, you guys are doing these insane things when I just have some wholesome fun over here. And they had a show called Fire and Flames. Luna Park opened a show called Fire and Flames. And it was a show where they had like a burning fake building that would just be put out in dramatic ways and saving the actors inside who would jump from the windows into nets. It was like a play, and it was really exciting. It's
like Waterworld over at Universal Studios, essentially.
Yes, except, and like, we laugh about all these things now, but imagine seeing all of this in one spot. I think I
live in LA. I see things on fire all the time. It's not really that interesting to me.
That's true.
But
you're like, oh.
Shout out to the Canadian listeners. Hope you guys are all right. Dear God, you guys are not used to this. Yeah.
It's fire season. So what kept Luna Park so popular at the time was that Thompson and Dundee were constantly adding new things. They were getting rid of old things. If anything dipped in sales, they'd get rid of it and add something new. Every year there was some new things and people wanted to see. And they opened a new railway called Dragon's Gorge that like took you through this crazy scenery, and a train robbery exhibit with a real train. And
that sounds awesome. What am I going to say?
I know. I would
a train robbery exhibit?
Right? You get to watch someone rob
That sounds like a cool ride, or you get to be robbed on the train. That would be fun. Experience a full robbery.
They had ostrich racing. But it wasn't ostriches racing each other. It was someone on a bike racing an ostrich. They had disaster simulators like the Johnstown flood. And of course they had everything you could think of every year. And just 1 year after Luna Park opened, another man shows up. His name is William Reynolds, and he's a former politician and real estate magnate.
I already hate him.
Get ready.
Bill Reynolds? It's the worst
Bill
name.
Reynolds.
Bill Reynolds, I hate you. I'm sorry. I already know. A senator and what? And a real estate?
And a real estate magnate. And he buys what was left of Sea Lion Park that Luna Park didn't buy. And he opens his own amusement park right next to that called Dreamland.
They don't that, do they?
No. There's 3 parks. The entrance is within like very short walking distance of each other. And they all hate each other. Yeah. And Reynolds was a slippery man who had absolutely no creativity whatsoever. And he immediately stole a bunch of ideas and built his own rides that were bigger and better and more flashy. He sold it as this classier version of the other two because he's like, well, they're kind of gross and flashy, but this is like for the classy rich people. It has like a glowing white city and wealthy crowds. And
instead of you Grey Poupon upon entry.
Seriously. We're gonna exploit our workers different.
Everyone here wears Lululemon as they walk around in aloe.
He copied the shoot ride, but made it go out over the ocean instead. He built a huge electric tower that looked just like the other guys' electric tower, and he also saw them building that fire and flame attraction at Luna Park, and he was like, I'm gonna make it better. And he made his own called Fighting Flames, which was bigger and more elaborate with 2,000 firemen and 4 engines that would show up to put the fire out. He even opened his own infantorium. He's like, I'll get me some babies. Okay. We can do this.
This is really terrible, but like, we can cut this if it's not appropriate. But when you said Fighting Flames with like 200 firemen there, and in my mind immediately I was like, oh, it's like he's making this gay conversion therapy place. But then he brings in like 200 hot firefighters to work, so it just repeatedly doesn't work.
Gayer.
Yeah, it's like it just exacerbates.
The audience goes home gay. I saw too many hot men in firefighting outfits. Guess I'm gay.
Gayer.
Because
they're trying to convert them. Yeah, they're trying to convert them to not be gay anymore. But
dude, I should do that.
For some reason,
go door to door and try to convert people to being gay.
Did you do it? Have you tried it?
No.
How would you do that?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Have you considered our Lord and Savior homosexuality?
Gay.
I don't know. Gay? Yeah, just gay.
Our Lord and Savior, these firefighters?
Yeah.
Okay, so
they're pretty hot.
Everything Steeplechase did, Luna Park did better, and everything Luna Park did, Dreamland copied and made bigger. And so this starts this 7-year absolute hatred for each other, where constantly they were trying to outdo each other. One ride would go up, another person would be like, I'm doing it better and different. Put that up. They opened a copycat ride called Hellgate at Dreamland, and it's what it sounds like. A trip to hell, where Satan
honestly,
It's actually, I want to go on this ride.
Cool as hell. Yes.
Rubbing his hands in glee, watches as riders get into a boat that goes down a narrow whirlpool until the boat seems to disappear into it, swallowed up by hell. And it was an illusion, and it blew people's minds. They were like, there was like devils with wings and fire around, and it turns out it was like it was all constructed to kind of be made of wood and iron, and the water, it was like a trick of the eye, and no one would actually get
wet.
Iron
helps us play, yeah.
They also opened one called The Creation, which was just the Genesis part of the Bible. And that was because New York City required all amusement parks to close on Sundays unless there was something religious in them. And so Dreamland was like, well, we're going to stay open not just 6 days a week, but 7. And we're adding this Creation. And so they got even more money.
Nice.
And Luna Park retaliated by copying the Hell Gate and opening Night and Morning, where you'd also go in a coffin-shaped boat and lowered into the ground to tour the afterlife, where you'd see hell.
That sounds like your dream.
I know. Bury me. So you could start your day in the Garden of Eden at Luna Park and end it in hell. And despite all of this, Luna Park still remains the most popular. And 1907.
Because they were the generator of creative ideas, actually.
Yes.
As opposed to.
They were changing every year. And I mean, it makes sense. They had these two guys who had energy and creativity and the means with which to like execute crazy rides.
Yeah, and the other one was just a rich guy who was stealing ideas
copying
from creative people. Yeah.
And the other one was kind of the down on his luck everyman, as he wanted everyone to think. The carnival barkers were so close to each other that they would just scream over each other, and whoever yelled loudest would get the people to come to their ride. Awful. And in 1907, Dundee and Thompson's relationship starts to kind of fall apart because Thompson can't stop drinking and he can't stop spending money. And he meets the famous actress Mabel Taliaferro, and he becomes obsessed with making her the star of Luna Park at any expense. And he pours his time into that. And in February of that year, Skip Dundee ended up dying of severe pneumonia attack, leaving Thompson on his own without the stability of his financial brain. Yeah. And Thompson begins overspending, doing whatever he can to add more and more insane stuff. And Luna Park wasn't the only unlucky one that year, because on July 29th, 1907, a fire begins in the Caves of the Wind attraction at Steeplechase.
Caves of the Wind?
Yeah. Whatever that is.
So the fire starts where there's a bunch of wind?
Yes, 100%. And it blows the fire quickly through the rest of the park. And the sea wind picks up and it burns down almost the entirety of Steeplechase Park.
Holy shit.
George Tillieu stood watching, stoic and calm, while it burned. And he even made jokes and pointed out how he had no insurance, but at least the flames look beautiful in the wind.
What else can you do?
Yeah. Covered in ash, he went to Sunday Mass while it finished burning and came back and put up a sign that said, I have trouble. No, he said, to my friends, I have troubles today that I had not yesterday. I had troubles yesterday, which I have not today. On this site will be built a bigger, better Steeplechase Park. Admission to the burning ruins, 10 cents. And he made back a quarter of his earnings that day that he usually would have had just by charging people to see the burning ruins.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a good LinkedIn post.
Yeah, it is.
When my park burned down, I didn't cry.
I
got creative. I turned a negative.
Through the Lord's
I turned tragedy
power
into an opportunity. I charged 10 cents for people to come look at my burned down ruins of a theme park.
It's funny because like people that lived near Coney Island, it genuinely was like a show. When one of the things would burn down, they'd be like, "It's burning again! Run! Let's go
look at the fires!" Yeah.
It was like part of it. It was like another fire. And he had received a bunch of threats written in Italian about somebody wanting to blow up his park. And so
interesting.
There's rumors that it was started on purpose and that maybe he started it.
What did the Italians have against him?
I don't know. I don't know if it was like him pretending. It was just everyone's like, oh, wow. Anyway, he made it seem like, I don't have the heart to rebuild it, but everyone wants me to. And so 2 years later, all while Dreamland is just raking in more money and Luna Park is raking in more money, Tillieu builds the Pavilion of Fun, which is the new and improved Steeplechase Park. It's a huge steel and glass dome that felt a little like you were in a giant pinball machine. So it wasn't just one ride.
That doesn't sound fun. That sounds way too warm to me.
This whole thing is insane. So you'd be pushed through the different rides. One would lead into another. And he wasn't messing around anymore. And he kept the more mechanical and down-to-earth rides. Like he rebuilt the Steeplechase ride and he added a level of lewdness to all of this. Because he was like, how do I get people to come?
The kids want lewd, we'll give them lewd.
Kids
they want racism, we'll give them racist.
And how?
And how?
he ended up deciding that like a lot of young couples come and nobody can like touch each other. No one's like physical unless
He's like,
they're
here's
forced.
the finger bang ride. Yeah. Take
Pretty
your sweetheart. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Journey to finger bang land.
Trip to the finger bang.
Yeah.
He built something called
Finger
the Barrel
bang bang
of...
is probably what it would be called. Yeah.
Finger bang bang. It's like a Wild West gun show, but with... Never mind. There was...
That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Come on. Finger bang is sweetheart.
I mean, that is the traditional like Coney Island activity now. That's literally what it is. Yeah.
These days, you're saying.
Decades later, kids would just go there and lose their virginity under the pier.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes sense.
So there was what he called the Barrel of Love, where young couples would accidentally be thrown into each other's arms by a spinning floor. Oops. And they would also be led then into the earthquake staircase that he rebuilt, which is exactly what it sounds like.
The earthquake staircase.
So men could like use it as an excuse to catch their dates if they fell.
Or women could just force themselves against the wall of the earthquake.
Yep. The earthquake staircase got more active.
Ma'am,
than anybody.
you're single and you've done this ride for the 10th time today.
Can you stop? Do it at home. Exactly. Before
dryers existed.
Yes, before dryers existed. Did I ever tell you about the time I went to the Antique Vibrator Museum?
No.
It's in San Francisco.
Where is that?
San Francisco. And they had vibrators from like 1880, and one of them was called the Handy Hannah.
80? Oh my God, the Handy Hannah?
Yes.
Why did you tell me this? Why would you tell me this?
Because that's
the best.
all
I'm going to call you from now on is the Handy Hannah.
That's what my friend called me for like months. Because there was a whole brand of vibrators called Handy Hannah. And I was like, crazy. This is crazy. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so the Pavilion of Fun.
Finger banging on the earthquake one, yeah.
Finger banging on the earthquake ride. And then they would go down the slide after that and end up on the human pool table.
The slide? That thing's slippery as hell after all that shit. The human pool table?
Oh, so
I can't keep up with this.
Spinning circles. And they'd use to like jump around and avoid hitting each other and falling. And then they would also go onto the human roulette wheel, which is exactly what it sounds like. They would spin them around at like G-force and it would spit them out and it would like, they'd get hurt. They'd like fly against the wall and they'd laugh. And the visitors could then go to the human zoo, which turned the tables on them when they entered and realized they were in the cage. And
you are the exhibit. Yeah.
And they wwere given peanuts here and kind of debased a little bit. And he even added something called the Blowhole Theater.
Oh, dear Lord.
The Blowhole Theater had holes in the floor that blew air up women's
glory
skirts.
Holes?
Could be.
Or no, I guess if they're holes on the floor, it's the other one. It's the table.
Yeah.
it's the milking table. It's not a glory hole. It's a milking table.
It's a milking table. Bro, did you just make that up? I hate that.
No, that's like a thing.
Milking. Ugh. So these holes in the floor would blow women's skirts up. And if their date or the man they were with like protested, he'd get shocked by a taser wielded by a clown. So
what?
You'd just be like, "Oh, my knickers," and then someone would just tase your boyfriend.
If he was not excited about it.
If he wasn't like, it was just
if he didn't get half, if it wasn't full staff. Yeah.
They're like, oh.
If it wasn't rock hard, they're like, hurry it up. Get that blood flowing with a clown. It's going to backfire. You're just going to get a boner from the clown every time. That's why. That's the Pavlovian response.
Wires are going to cross and suddenly you're going to need a clown to
I can't get an erection unless a clown electrocutes me.
I can't have my erection until I have my morning clown electrocution.
Yeah.
So that would happen. It was kind of this weird, like, debasing, like, I don't know. I can't figure it out, but everyone loved it.
Yeah. So you're getting clown electrocution boners. What's not to love?
Yeah. And he starts raking in the money. And Luna Park, meanwhile, only one guy is still alive, and he's barely holding on. He has no money. He's going bankrupt, but Luna Park is still getting enough to maintain itself for each year. And Dreamland was they just kept copying and no one really cared because they were getting finger banged on the earthquake ride.
Yeah, exactly.
And 1911, all of this kind of comes to an end right before the opening weekend of that summer season. Workers at Dreamland were hastily readying the Hellgate ride and fixing lights. And at 1:30 a.m., the lights in the tunnel of hell started to explode. And some of the tar that they used to create...
This is a bit on the nose, Hannah.
I know. That's why it's insane. The tar they used to create the hellscape caught fire and quickly spread and immediately became out of control because tar is really flammable. Like
from the flames came from hell is what you're saying.
From hell, yes.
Yeah.
Exploding light bulbs, burning tar, and everyone had to run out. Like all the workers were like, oh no, we ruined the Hellgate. Yeah. And everyone stopped what they were doing to watch Dreamland burn to the ground.
Nice.
Luna Park and Steeplechase were unharmed. And I can imagine their owners were like, yeah. Yeah. And this was the beginning of the end of the golden age of amusement parks at Coney Island and the end of that rivalry that was happening. And everything started slowing down. Thompson went bankrupt and had to sell Luna Park. World War I broke out, and the country started using cars, so they could actually travel outside of the state now easier.
Damn it.
And take them to further away places.
You had to go further away to start a second family. You couldn't just do it in like one town over anymore.
And nowadays, there's whole sites that say, are you also dating this man? You can't do it anymore.
That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah. The Great Depression.
Forums where you talk about people. That's insane. Yeah. That's bizarre.
Oh, man. It is, right? It's a little bit...
strange.
It's... I get it, but also it's like, oh no, this world is really crazy. Yeah. Why can't we just burn down a Hellgate ride and bang our side piece on the weekends like I want?
Yeah, I'm trying to have sex with a clown with a electric shock taser every weekend while I'm getting milked.
At the Blowhole Theater.
At the Blowhole Theater. Buy another clown. Continue. I'm sorry. Yes.
The Depression happened and the parks deteriorated and most of the sideshows and everything had shut down. In 1944, unsurprisingly, a fire destroyed most of Luna Park, what was left of it, which had already been suffering from low numbers. And it did reopen in 2007 in a smaller version of it, and it's like a modern day version. And the rest of the parks hobbled along until 1964. Sorry, the rest of the parks, meaning just Steeplechase, hobbled along until 1964 when Steeplechase closed for good, having been one of the only ones to outlast every other.
Damn.
So George Tilly had the last laugh.
Yeah, falling off of metal horses was ultimately the longest running one.
The person who bought Steeplechase was Fred Trump, Donald Trump's father. And he wanted to build housing on the land. And he had already been absolutely awful all around New York with his racist housing policies. And he wanted to buy this whole thing and just rip everything down and build these houses. He threw a demolition party where a bunch of busty bikini ladies were given bricks to throw through the Pavilion of Fun stained glass windows, and then he demolished it. And I hate him. But it's just like those bikini ladies were having fun, I guess. Can I send you a picture of them?
Fun. I'm sure they didn't have fun.
No, they didn't want to be there. Here's them.
I'm sure that some other stuff happened.
Yeah. I don't think they wanted to be there at all. Let me send you this picture.
Are you sending me a picture of Fred Trump in a bikini?
No, not yet. Sorry. Here they are about to throw bricks through the window of Steeplechase. Oh, no, they already have.
Sure, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
They're wearing construction hats.
Yeah, it's so tacky. It's so tacky and garbage.
You'd think you'd expect more from Fred Trump.
You would. You'd think he would actually be
have a little class,
an honorable person. And so that ended that rivalry, and Coney Island kind of just fell into disrepair for decades until the 70s when they tried to bring more life into it, and it worked. Yeah. And they restored the Cyclone, that big roller coaster, and they still kept all of those the Bowery and the Surf Avenue restaurants, and like for example, Nathan's Hot Dogs was there, and it had never changed locations, and it was extremely popular. So the hot dog was wildly popular, and they would even do crazy things. They found a big beached whale on the beach of Coney Island, and they dragged it over to Nathan's so people would come look at the whale and buy a hot dog.
Horrific. Awful.
And then they blew it up with dynamite. This harkens back to your... Anyway, so there was things like that happened. The Mermaid Parade started, which is still going, and just random stuff, It became a den of iniquity again, where people would go to just do whatever. And it still exists, but I don't think anything will ever top that 10-year period where everyone was just trying to make a better ride than the next person.
Peak Coney Island.
Yeah. And that concludes my 3-parter on aspects of Coney Island.
Love it.
Thank you. That was a lot.
I'm sure there's so many other cool things that you could have done. It sounds like there's just countless. No, I just mean it sounds like no, that wasn't a jab. I mean
I was like,
it sounds like you had probably a billion other stories that were in there that you could have also done.
So many. The whole I genuinely had to. I was one of the hardest tabs to research because everything was interesting. You know what I mean? Like there was a whole there was a cow that they milked on site that you could drink out of.
Bringing it back to the milking table again, Hannah?
Yes, but it's a real milking table. A cow.
Putting udders through the floor.
So it's just stuff like that was just, and then the mob ran it for a while, and I had to just close all those windows. I'm like, no, I'm not allowed to read this. But yeah, it was crazy. I love Coney Island. I kind of I want to go see all this stuff again. Go on
I know, you missed the whole,
I missed the human zoo.
Yeah, the human zoo and the minorities, and then the sand thing, and all the most racist parts.
Of course.
You love the head shapeatorium, let's call it. Where you compare different head shapes of different races because that's
measure
your favorite
them.
thing to talk about. Yeah, they give you the forceps. What do they do to measure head shapes?
I don't know.
It looks like a compass, basically, from when
how do you know what
school.
it looks like? Do you measure head shapes too?
I don't know. I'm just assuming that that's what you would do, right? How else are you going to measure a head shape?
I genuinely don't know.
You're the one who has all the books on head shape sizes and stuff.
I found out that art book I have that has all of that is from the 50s. I'm like, why did they give this to us for art?
They're priming you. Anyway, thank you for that wonderful tab. Hannah, how would you like to... is this going to be another fire one? Is that how we're going to close these tabs?
I think all of them have to burn down, right?
How about electrocuted by the clown?
Okay, a clown electrocution right to your butt, okay?
Yeah. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
3, 2, 1...
Okay. Oh, man, there's so many.
All right, moving on to listener emails. Today, our email is from Kristen from Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Oh, hi, Kristen.
Hi, Hannah, Kaveh, and Alyssa. I've been meaning to write in for a while now, but my ADHD said no. Sad face.
I get it.
Anyway, I've had a tab open for the longest time about a phenomenon that you guys may or may not have heard of. It's called the Mariko Aoki phenomenon, or Mariko Aoki Gensho.
Okay.
And it refers to the sudden urge to poop emoji crunch out a butt steak, poop emoji, upon entering a bookstore.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't like the word butt steak, Kristen. Bookstore bookstore butt steak. The
sudden urge to take a shit as soon as you go into a bookstore.
Why is that? I guess
this was first studied by Japanese social scientist Mariko Aoki. Aoki wrote an article about this effect in a magazine article published in 1985. No one seems to know why this happens, but it seems like it's pretty common, at least in my circle of friends anyway. Barnes & Noble hates to see me coming, LOL.
If it's true, though.
Yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for giving me a few new fun facts to share with my friends and family against their wills. XOXO Kristen. By the way, and one more thing. Last Easter, I made it a point to tell my family the story of Isukiri Christ, and they all loved it. Keep it Josie, y'all.
The Japanese Jesus.
Japanese Jesus from episode 3? 2?
Oh, yeah. 2. I think it was 2.
One of the first... I think 2 was the whale. I think it was number 4.
Oh, you're right.
Actually.
4. It was 4 because I did the...
Man, there's a lot of throwbacks to our early episodes this season. That's funny. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah.
I don't know either.
Anyway, yeah. If you guys also have a tab that you'd like to share with us, please go ahead and send it to 500opentabs@gmail.com. That's 500.
And
Hannah,
follow us. If you want to follow us, you can follow me at Hannah Hillam and us at 500opentabs. And
you can
Kaveh.
follow me at PermaFriends on Instagram and Kaveh Taherian on Blue Sky. At the time this one comes out, we'll have finished San Diego. The next show we have coming up is Oklahoma Comic Arts Festival.
We're very excited
about that one.
We're going to get to stay with our friend Alex Brott,
former guest Alex, and our friend Robert, who's also been helping us coordinate getting out there and not dying, hopefully. I'm excited about this one. From what I understand, it's a free show. So I think it's going to be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's free. It's all one big day and it's free. There's workshops and panels and booths, and you get to just meet a bunch of comic artists, and it really highlights the comic in Comic-Con. It's almost like what Comic-Con used to be. Anyway.
If you are in the Oklahoma area, let us know. Or if you know someone who's in the area, tell them. I believe it's the weekend of September. It's
the second weekend in September, I'm pretty sure.
So it's going to be on September 12th which is a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please come find us. We don't have table numbers yet, but I have no idea what to expect. I've never gone there. I've never been to Oklahoma.
Me neither. It's gonna be
I don't
fun.
know how big the space is or anything, but eventually we'll have information about that. But that's coming up next month, or I guess maybe a month and change, because I think this is still the last week of July when this comes out. But anyway, as far as next week's episode, we're gonna take a little break because it'll be the week that we record these in advance. But I believe next week's gonna be an AMA.
Yes, we asked for questions a while ago. Yes. And this is going to be the AMA that we recorded. I think we do it in person. It was in person, right?
I believe so. Yeah. We did it in person. And we'll be back to the regular program the week after that. But yeah, in the meantime, Hannah, I don't know, keep it Josie at the Richard Nixon tribute toilet in Gwen Stefani's
the one in the airplane? Keep it Nixon at the Gwen Stefani party in the ocean toilet. Josie.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.